So we're talking about sources of information, and I made this little video yesterday about sources of information from industry associations. And what I want to do now is talk a little bit about sources of information from companies. And typically what happens when a student wants to find information about a company, they type in the company name like, Magna Auto Parts or Bombardier, and boom, the company webpage shows up there. You go, well, what do I do next? There's too much information. So I just wanted to give a couple of tips about some good places to go on a corporate website to get information. Now, first of all, keep in mind that when you're doing a project for school, don't necessarily pick a company you like. It sounds kind of stupid saying that, but pick a company that you can find information on, because your job is to do a good project. And the best way to do that is to find a company that allows you to have information to answer the points that the prof wants. So don't pick a company just because you want to. Pick a company that is easy for you to find good information so you can answer all the questions that the prof asks of you. And the best way to do that is to look at the parts of the website that give that information easily. So here's two parts of the website that provide that. First of all, any speech that's given by the president or the CEO of the company at the annual general meeting is a good place to get information about the company. Because the first part of the speech will talk about the good things of the company, and the end of the speech will talk about problems or challenges that they're trying to overcome. And if the company that you pick is big enough to be listed, meaning listed on the stock market and a publicly traded company, it will have these things on their website under either press releases or media releases or so on, right? And it'll almost always have a section for investors or shareholders where such things will be listed. And if you are doing it, say, in 2012, then you look for the one for 2011 or 2010. And oftentimes you'll find in there language used by the president or the CEO to talk about challenges or problems or things that they've overcome, which is a very good thing for you to use in a project. Because usually the professor is asking you to talk about a company dealt with some problem or expanded something internationally or sold some product, and that's often mentioned in the speech by the CEO. The second place to look is under media press releases, particularly if it's something that is an issue that's ongoing or a company's having a problem dealing with something. Even if the company doesn't want that information to be discussed, they may be obliged to answer it in a press release. So for example, if there's a story, as I'm doing this in class right now, May 30th, 2012, there's a story about RIM laying off several thousand employees, right? And that story's in the Toronto Star, Report on Business, National Post, etc. Even if RIM didn't want people to talk about that because they're worried about the share price dropping, they'll probably issue a press release answering allegations or questions about what's happened. So that'll be on the website in a couple of days, and in that they'll have some kind of defense or commentary or so on. And they'll say, yes, well, we're rolling out this new product and our expectations are something, something, something. So there's two parts of a website that you can look at if it's a medium or large size publicly traded company to get great information about what a company's doing. It's a speech by the president or the CEO to the shareholders at the annual general meeting, and the second is the ongoing media press releases sent out by the press department.